hit the like button, whatever it is, because we got everything y'all need, man. Listen, and what you ain't looking for, you gonna be looking for it then.
Scribe or Deebo gonna whoop your ass.
We'll just go ahead and we go jump into this Miami game. You know what I'm saying, man? We had
It be your own man.
it be your own people, man.
It be your own man.
People, man. So the Dolphins beat the Jets 27-21. Game wasn't exactly as close as it did. They kind of kept it competitive. First drive, I think Miami, they get a field goal, and then New York drives all the way down there, and I believe it was Jones. He fumbled on the goal line, bro.
Like, recovered by my young man Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Minka got that thing, and then Miami went 96 yards, bro, and converted on a fourth down that was a touchdown to go ahead and finish that drive. And then New York, New York gets going, and they get another fumble. Miami recovers it. They got lucky this time. There was no points on that one.
They had a lot of self-inflicted wounds.
Oh, yeah.
They had 3 turns, and especially when you're the Jets, I'm not gonna lie, Justin Fields, he did good using his legs, making some great passes. But end of the day, he fumbled the ball in the red zone territory. They fumbled the ball going in right there. The running back when he punched it out, and then on special teams they turned the ball over too. So when you turn the ball over like that, you're not good enough to overcome those turnovers. They still did good on the running game. They damn near ran for 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? Bryce Hall, Justin Fields, they did really good, you know what I'm saying, running, using their legs.
Yeah, they kept it close. I mean, halftime it was 3-10, but they opened the second half and dude fumbles the kickoff return, right there. And now it's 17-3.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Question, dude. Like, no question. New York went on ahead, and the special teams, they came through for him. So they were able to go ahead, and he broke one for about 40, 45 yards on that scramble. So it was still 17-10. It was close right then and there.
Oh, that play was crazy.
Dude. I thought, like, there's no way he's gonna make it all the way. It was like Tecmo Bowl. You know how Tecmo Bowl used to do Tecmo Bowl, man? Yes. Bro. Out of control, man. And
yeah, that looked like a Michael Vick run. It's not too many quarterbacks that can do that. Like Lamar, him, you know what I'm saying? That his athletic ability. So that was good to put that on display.
Yeah, and then Miami, Tyreek, he ended up getting hurt, but in that same possession, then that same possession, New York ended up committing, was it 3 penalties? 2 that were actually accepted. It was 1 pass interference and an unnecessary roughness that gave them a first down when I believe they had stopped them on third. Allowed them to score, go up 24-10.
Yep.
The offense.
Do you want to get into that Tyreek Hill now? Because that was egregious.
I think that's just one of them situations, dude, where you're trying to like stop yourself. He was trying to stop himself from really falling, and it just, we don't exactly know how bad it is. I believe he's having surgery today. They say it's a dislocated knee, right?
Yeah, but I think it's I don't know for sure, but yeah, I think I think he said it was an ACL too.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah, I think it is, brother.
He got the ligaments too. That's bad, dude. That's bad.
Yeah. That's when I was looking at it, brother. It just was, at the end of the day, you know how that is when you're out there playing, those injuries and seeing your leg like that. I've never had an injury where I've been able to like look at my leg and be in a disabled spot. You know what I'm saying? That could just be a lot of emotions, a lot of stuff going through your mind. Like it's shock. You know what I'm saying? It could probably put your body in the shock. You're not knowing what's going on. So when I seen him going off, kind of like clapping, saying yes, he could be doing that for, thank the Lord that I'm still alive. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot worse. My whole leg could have came off. You know what I'm saying? So just a lot of emotions, a lot of things just really kind of running through your head at that particular moment. So just prayers out to him. And, you never want to see anybody out there because you never know kind of what they're going through, what's going through their mind, and if your leg to look down at it and see it, I don't know. I have a weak stomach. I would have fainted. I probably would have. I would have passed right out. I'd have been like,
No,
oh,
dude,
and
I
so
did a high
like
ankle sprain
seriously.
one time, and I didn't want to look down because it I thought my ankle was twisted the other way. I'm like, yeah, I'm not looking down. So I waited
Mm-hmm.
for him to get on the field and finally look down. I'm like, yo, where? There's like, no, it's straight,
Is
it's
it the right
straight.
way?
It's like, yeah, it's good. I'm like, no, it was just a high ankle sprain. It was a bad one though. I like had to wear a cast for like 2 weeks and then another, whatever it was. But to actually look down and see that, he grabbed that thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even looking. Somebody gonna have to tell me.
Oh my gosh, somebody got to tell me
Yeah,
something. I'm
yeah, no question. Just got some real issues though. Like, you got three turnovers
mhm.
you can't do nothing with three turnovers. Even though the Jets
Bro.
outgained Miami 400 to 300, something like that. 190,
Yeah.
like you said, 197 rushing, 220 passing. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was almost, Miami's total offense. You know what I'm saying? They don't-
Yeah.
they even had more first downs, dude. 23 to 19. They had a better third down percentage. Like it was 44% to 33. Like, but the penalties,
Yeah.
dude, the penalties.
The
Jets only
penalties
had two
and
drives, I believe, where they didn't have, a penalty on it. And I believe
mhm.
one was a touchdown and the other ended up being a three and out. Like,
A lot of that stuff you can't win like that. Those self-inflicted wounds, like you said, gaining all
hmm
those yards, getting down into the red zone, being able to run the ball in that manner, and not being able to score points, being able to have two turnovers in the red zone. Those are 14, those could be 14 points, you know what I'm saying, on the board. You eliminated, you didn't get field goals out of it, you got nothing. So you playing against a team where you're gaining yards, you're moving the ball. Defense wasn't playing as I mean, defense is playing better than they were because you got 400 yards against them. They got 300 and some yards, but both defenses weren't playing too well. But you got to convert and you got to score when you're in the red zone because and then when you don't and you turn the ball over, that's how you're gonna lose those games.
yeah, yeah. Jets issues at what point is this maybe a coaching thing? I'm just, sometimes what you allow in practice is what ends up, happening in games. Like teams that don't tackle well usually don't practice and tackle well.
Hmm.
Teams that get a lot of holding penalties, offensive line, defense, whatever that may be, they get away with it in practice. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think it's something, that has to be, going on. I mean, this is not an issue at one game. Has been something that has been going on for the last four games. So at what point do you start questioning, is this something that is just being allowed? And when you get into a game, you no longer, now you're having to pay for it because it was maybe allowed at practice. What do you think?
Yeah. I think because it's fumbles, you know what I'm saying? With this particular game, it was ball security. It was a fumble on the kickoff return. It was Justin Fields getting stripped of with a fumble, and then it was the running back going into the end zone, diving in and getting fumbled. So that's a ball security thing. I think that's just like you said. I don't. They have to practice ball security. Justin Fields has to know that, and he's not throwing picks like that. So that's a good situation. But just knowing when you get people around you, when you have guys running and stripping at the ball, we can't be losing the ball like that. Same thing with the kickoff returner, same thing with the ball handler. It's not really a like an interception job, it's really a ball security thing. So I know what you're saying with coach, you got to coach that up. You got to make sure
I'm
the
talking
dudes don't
about the
drop the
penalties.
ball.
I'm talking about the pre-snap, in-snap
Oh,
penalties. I don't. The turnovers is
oh
something that,
yeah.
like you said, that's gonna, that's something that you're gonna have to do in the moment, and you
Mhm.
could do it at practice, but you can't do it to that level. But you're talking about pre-snap. You're talking about false starts. You're talking about holdings. You're talking about illegal form things like that. That
Yeah, that's a coach. Those things are coaching things. I was talking the turnovers right there. That's just something that can't really be. But the pre-snap penalties, all of that, yeah, that is a coaching thing. If it's not, if you're accepting, you can't allow it to happen. Those dudes can't be playing. It seems like something that they have to make that an emphasis in practice. Because are they getting off? Are they get jumping off sides at practice? You know what I'm saying? I'm not in their huddle, but I know what you're saying. Like they got to figure that out.
Yeah, for sure. Something definitely has to be done. So the Bengals, I mean the
Hmm.
Bengals. Um, sorry, man.